Okay. Hello, everyone. So I'm still learning my new camera, and I learned that it doesn't like close-ups. So I am trying to do better about sitting back from my camera a little bit, and so that way um, it's not so bad. Because for some reason, when I go in close, it gets grainy, which is kind of weird, right? Okay. So here's the thing. I know this because I'm in the forefront of it right now. I know things have been really stressful. I know things have been really hard. And I wanted to talk about it for a minute. But I want to try to put this on and not a negative, but in a positive light for everybody. Because there's so much negativity going on out there, okay, in the work life right now. I don't know what country you're from. You know, some people from other countries do pay attention to my channel. And here right now, because of everything that's gone on in the world in the last couple of years now, it's been extremely stressful here in the United States. Let's just put it that way. We have a lot of people that are finding that they're making more money being off of work than they are actually being at work. And then what will happen is they will start a job and say yes to working at this company. So this company puts them on payroll, and then all of a sudden, within a week or two, they stop showing up for work. So then that makes them, puts that company in a bind because, for example, I'm going to use my company as an example. And this is with every restaurant. This is with every retail company. My brother told me that a lot. See, be kind to your postal workers and mail carriers, because my brother told me that they're getting really short-handed at the post office as well. He says a lot of the carriers are working overtime trying to get their mail out to you. So if you're looking for something special to come in the mail, please be patient with them. They're doing the best that they can with the people that they have. And that's everywhere in the country, everywhere right now. They are struggling and they need your help. So I'm going to talk about two things that we can do for the workers. I'm going to talk about two ways to stay and to help keep yourself grounded and stay positive. And I'm also going to talk to everyone else that's out there, what they can do to help people in these companies to make things a little less stressful for them. Okay. So I'm using my brother's company from the post office as an example, my company as an example. Like I said, there's been a few nights, more than a few nights. If you go into some of these retail places and grocery stores between the time of 5 and 10 p.m. at night, don't go in there thinking you're going to be out in 5 or 10 minutes because I only got to grab one thing. A lot of these companies, like I just told you, hire these people and then they don't show up. Do you know how stressful that is for the people that are still there working, who are dependable, who show up every day for work, and don't do that to them and are good associates and good employees? It's very stressful, okay? I've watched the financial Sims about ready to lose it because there's been times they had no registers open but the self checks. None. Because why? Everyone called off on him. And then the original cashier that was work did show up, that was dependable and actually showed up for them, only worked till 9 p.m. And that was their schedule. And a lot of times, for one reason or another, if they're at a full 40 hours, they can't keep them over anymore. They have to let them go home. So, it puts everybody in a bind. So you go in to store and they have one register open. We all have smartphones. Look at your smartphone. Look at something around you. Grab a magazine that's on the shelf. Anything while you're waiting in line. Learn to relax. That will help them a lot. Okay. So the negative is that it's really short. And let's put it this way. In my area, we're supposed to have 4 to 5 zoners every single night. What is a zoner? A zoner is the person who goes and picks up after your messes. The person who straightens and folds all the tables, pulls everything forward so it's easy for you to see that the product is there for you to grab that you need to buy. You make sure it's in this correct spot so it's under the right price sign, etc. You make sure all of the sizes are in line. So you want this shirt in this certain color, you can find it easy, and so on. How many times have people just me go and look at these tables and they're a bomb. Everything is thrown up over, all the colors are mixed together. You look like you just walked into a flea market or a rummage sale because that's how bad people rough up through the tables. Do you realize it takes that owner 1 hour sometimes, up to 1 hour, depending on how many shirts is on that table or how many jeans or shorts is on that table. It can take them as up to 1 hour just to straighten that one table. One table. Now, imagine if they are the only zoner that night. Hi, Max. And what do they do? They're only zoner that night. And there's supposed to be 5 zoners in that specific area. They're only one doing the job of 5. Do you think they have time to walk you through every department and show you every single color in that shirt? The most they're going to be able to do is tell you, hey, I know you're looking for t-shirts. They should be over about 2 rows down in this section. That's all they really have time for, because they're still expected to make sure that nothing is laying on the floor so you can't trip and fall. They're still expected to zone the perimeters. And that's not being mean or rude by the company or anybody. It's just because we're trying to take care of the customers. We're trying to take care of you. Okay? That's our job. And so it's hard. So what can we do? What can you do? In the medical field's the same way. The guy who comes and puts our septic tank out is doing overrun because more people are staying home. So therefore the septic tanks needs to be pumped up and pumped out more often. And guess what? He's the only one in his company that goes around to these houses and pumps out people's septic tanks. Only one. And they're overrun with work because there is more people staying home right now. He looked so exhausted. I felt so bad for him. He's usually really laid back, easygoing. He was exhausted. So here's the thing. If you are like me and you're a worker, 2 things you can do to stay grounded. First of all, when you go into work every day, if you're religious, pray. Say a prayer. Ask for help to stay calm. 2, do something before you come into work that you enjoy. For me, it's my workouts. Get lost in your workouts. I have lots of stretching routines on my channel that will help you to relax and refocus if you feel anxious. So do a stretching routine that will help you relax and stay focused. If you find fast-paced cardio is better or toning workouts is better to relieve stress, then do one of those. Make sure you get some kind of exercise in every morning. Right away, look for something positive. Look for something positive that's going on right there before you leave for work, so that you can think about that positive thing all day. Like for me today, my cat would not leave me alone. He wanted attention and he was all over me today when I was trying to work out. It was the cutest thing ever. He kept giving me kisses. So you know what? Focus on that. That's something to focus on that's positive. You go into work. Do you have coworkers you enjoy working with? Do you have at least one person you enjoy visiting with at work? Find that person. Make sure that you at least get to say hi to them and talk to them for a few minutes. Find something fun to talk about with your coworkers, maybe other customers, and something that will make you laugh, something that will make you smile, something that will bring a smile or make someone else laugh. That's another positive thing. That will help you get a positive mindset. Like me and Natalie, we like to dance. So we end up dancing together a lot. And before it's over with, we're cracking up, no matter how stressed out we are. So find something positive every single day when you go into work to focus on. That's how you can help with your, ain't that? That's how you can stay grounded. And when you're really stressed out at work, is just to find something positive. And don't worry about what your management thinks or anyone else thinks of you. If you think you look silly, so what? The point is find a way to have some fun and to laugh every single day at work. That will help relieve some of your stress, as well as, like I said, exercising or something before you go into work. Sometimes when I would work days, when I get off of work, first thing I would do is come home and I would work out. And I would really pound it out because I was trying to get rid of my stress. So, hi, Inside Wrestler. And Max, then Natalie is actually my administrator on my Facebook page, business page. She's pretty awesome. So that's one thing you could do. Now, what can you do to help people that work in these companies? First thing you can do is be patient. Like I said, if there's only one line open that night, what can you do while you're waiting in line? Because instead of getting mad and hunting for another associate and saying, hey, can you help me over here? You need to be understanding. They only have one cashier for a reason. It's not because they want it that way. It's because everybody decided up when you either quit or not show up. It wasn't because it was scheduled that way. So it's nobody's fault. And it's definitely not the cashier's fault. That's the only one up there running a cash register. It's definitely not their fault. So what do you do? Are you kind of good with making conversation with people? Maybe you could try talking to the person in front of you or behind you. Make small talk with them. Say, oh my goodness, I can't believe this line is so long. I feel so bad for them because this is their only cashier tonight. I feel so bad for them and for the workers. Find something to say to somebody else to start a conversation. If there are magazines close by, can you pick up a magazine and read the magazine while you're waiting in line? You can always put it back on the shelf when you get to move up and put your stuff on the belt. You're smart. Everybody has smartphones nowadays. Why aren't you looking at your YouTube? Why aren't you looking at your Instagram? Why aren't you looking at your Facebook? You could be catching up with all your buddies, your friends, your favorite YouTube channels while you're standing there waiting in line. While you're doing all this stuff, just like that, all of a sudden, it's your turn to get checked out. When you get up to the cashier, even if they look like they're stressed, and they probably are, they're probably maybe even forgetting to say hello to you. There's times when I've gone up and checked, I was just trying to get those lines down as fast as I could because I'm up there checking and I want to get back to my job, which my job is to zone and to help with freight and soft lines. So I'm trying to get everybody through as fast as I can so I can get back to my work. Okay. So sometimes I do forget to say hi to the person that comes up next to me on the belt. So what can you do? You can be the one to say hi to them. Tell them thank you. Let the person know you appreciate the fact that they are dependable and they're there for you, helping you. You know how much I've appreciated that lately. I've had customers that's been really sweet lately. They'll actually come up to me when they're in my line and they put their stuff on the belt and it's their turn to check out. They say hi to me and they say, how are you? And sometimes that stops me in my tracks because I'm like, wow. They actually took the time to say hello to me and ask me how I am. So can you do that for them? Absolutely. You might have just turned that whole person's day upside down. You don't know how many grumpy customers they've had earlier that day. You don't know how many times they've been yelled at, screamed at because we didn't have something in stock. Yelled at, screamed at because there's not enough help in the store they can't find anybody to help them. So the fact that you stopped and you with a smile and said hi and asked them how they are, for me, that usually turns my whole world upside down because I'm just like, wow, like, thanks. I've had people when I've been up there or just in the store working in general, and they will tell me, thank you so much for your help. They'll tell me, thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you for taking the time out of what you were doing to come up and help us and check us out. It means a lot. It means a lot when you do things like that. So that's how you can help in these companies. Medical field, post office carriers, anyone, you get a chance to thank them. I made sure to let that guy that come and cleaned out our subject system when I found out he's been the only one doing all that and he's so stressed out. I let him vent to me. I let him tell me what was going on. And then I told him how sorry I was, and I understood because we're working retail. I know how hard it is right now with being shorthanded and how stressful it can be. And I told him I was really, really sorry that he was dealing with all that. And I told him just to try to do the best he could to hang in there. Sometimes it's nice, even if it is somebody that's a stranger, if they let you let them talk to you, about things like that. Because sometimes that's all they need to do is get it out, And so it's just things like that. And be courteous when you're in these at these places of business. If you have to wait extra long in a doctor's office or in a hospital or wherever you're going, retail, wherever it may be, restaurants, if it takes longer for you to get your food than normal, things like that, please be patient because they're doing the best they can with the amount of staff that they have being shorthanded. So let them know you appreciate them, let them know that it means a lot to you that they just showed up for work that day to take care of you, because they may be the only one out of all these other people, may be one of the few that never calls off and's always there and's always dependable, and that the company knows they can count on that person. So it's really, means a lot to them when you tell them you appreciate them. Okay. It kind of throws us off guard because we're so used to it being the opposite, that when somebody's really nice to us, we're like, wow, did they really just say, because we're always bracing ourselves for the worst, it seems like anymore. So that helps. And be courteous. How can you be courteous? You see something drop off the ground, pick it up, put it back on the peg. You see something fall off the shelf, pick it up, put it back on the shelf. You accidentally run your cart into something, pick it up, put it back on the shelf, pick up that peg or that arm, put it back up, or at least take it to around the corner to an associate and say, I'm sorry, I accidentally knocked this off. I tried to put it back on. I don't know how, blah, blah, blah. You know how much they appreciate you doing that than just leaving it on the ground for somebody to trip on and fall over. It means a lot. Okay. Also, what you see someone working hard straightening, maybe they're the only zoner that night, the only person straightening and organizing that store for you that night in that particular area. Normally they're, like I said, maybe they normally have 4 or 5 people working with them and they're the only one doing all of it. You know how stressful that can be. So you see them working really hard on straightening this table. What can you do? And you see the other tables on the other side already straightened, but what you want is on one of those other tables that already finished straightening. Remember, I told you it can take up to an hour to straighten one table sometimes, depending how messed up it was. You know how frustrated we give the evil eye and we don't try not to let the customers see it. But when we start seeing them rustling through a table that had just finished straightening, if it looks really neat and organized, be courteous. Don't take it and start doing this or yanking and throwing them back on top. What can you do? Here's how you do it. All you have to do is 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want the large. So pick up the 2, grab it up, take the large out, neatly lay it back down the stack. Boom, you just got what you needed. And you didn't mess up their hard work. So be nice. I mean, that's what it's all about. So right now, I know things are stressful. So for workers, find something positive every day to focus on, at work and at home. Find a way to make your workday fun. No matter how hard it is, find something to make it fun. For people who are going into these companies, patience. Be patient. And let the associates and the workers know how much you appreciate them, the fact that they actually are there for you. Because, like I said, finding workers right now is really hard for these companies, and they're trying very hard to get that taken care of, but they can only do so much. So be patient when it comes to waiting in line, waiting in the doctor's office, waiting for your food to come to your table, etc. And be courteous on how you shop, because that makes a huge difference in people's lives and people's day. So whatever you do, keep moving, keep eating healthy, do not give up, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check me out on my Facebook, my TikTok, and my Instagram. And you guys have an amazing, amazing day. Take care of all those that are out there working hard for you, because we need every single company that is out there. I don't care if they are garbage man, sewer service, whatever it is. Be kind to them. They're stressed out right now. They need to know they're appreciated. So make sure you take time today, wherever you go, to be nice and friendly to whoever is taking care of you in those companies. Being kind to them and friendly with them means the world to them. You may be the only person that's been nice to them all day, And you could be the person that turns the whole entire workday around. Think about that. You could turn somebody's whole day around. Have a wonderful day.